Welcome to our comprehensive update on the CPAP machine recall lost. In this 10-minute video, we will discuss the latest developments in the sleep apnea mass tort and the expected settlement amounts. Millions of people rely on continuous positive airway pressure machines to treat sleep apnea. These devices are supposed to improve health and save lives. However, a massive recall has turned this vital medical equipment into a source of severe anxiety and physical harm for many patients. We will cover everything you need to know about the current legal landscape. The core of this issue involves Philips Respironics. They are one of the largest manufacturers of sleep apnea machines and ventilators in the world. In the summer of 2021, the company announced a massive voluntary recall. This recall affected millions of devices manufactured between 2009 and 2021. The primary problem was the sound abatement foam used inside the machines. This foam was meant to make the machines run quietly so patients could sleep. The specific material used was a type of polyurethane foam. Unfortunately, scientists and investigators discovered that this foam could degrade and break down over time. When the foam degrades, it crumbles into tiny black particles. These particles can easily travel through the air tube and directly into the airway of the patient. Furthermore, the degrading foam can release toxic chemicals into the air pathway. This process is known as off-gassing. Patients were inhaling and swallowing these toxic particles and chemical gases every single night while they slept. The health risks associated with this exposure are severe and alarming. FDA received hundreds of thousands of medical device reports linked to this foam breakdown. The injuries reported by patients range from minor to catastrophic. On the milder end of the spectrum, users experienced headaches, airway irritation, cough, and sinus infections. However, the long-term exposure to the toxic chemicals led to much more devastating diagnoses. Thousands of lawsuits allege that the defective CPAP machines cause various types of cancer. These include lung cancer, kidney cancer, liver cancer, and nasal cancer. Other severe non-cancerous conditions include asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and severe kidney or liver damage. The realization that a device meant to help them breathe was actually poisoning them caused immense distress for patients. Because millions of people were affected, the legal system consolidated lawsuits. This is called a multi-district litigation, or MDL. The MDL was established in a federal court in Pennsylvania. A mass tort like this is different from the standard class action lawsuit. In a class action, everyone gets the exact same compensation regardless of their specific injuries. In a mass tort, all the cases are grouped together for the discovery process to save time and resources. However, each plaintiff maintains their own individual personal injury lawsuit. This is crucial because a person who developed lung cancer needs different compensation than someone who simply had to buy a replacement machine. There are two main categories of settlements in this massive legal battle. The first category is the economic loss settlement. Philips agreed to pay hundreds of millions of dollars to compensate users for the financial cost of buying a defective machine or having to purchase a replacement out of pocket. This settlement is strictly about the money spent on the devices. It does not cover medical bills or physical pain and suffering. If you file a claim for the economic settlement, you might receive a few $100s depending on the specific model you owned. The much larger and more complex part of the litigation is the personal injury settlement. Recently, Philips agreed to a massive $1.1 billion settlement to resolve the personal injury and medical monitoring claims. This was a monumental development for the victims who suffered serious health consequences. This fund is designed to compensate people who developed cancers or severe respiratory issues due to the toxic foam. The company agreed to this settlement to limit their ongoing legal liability and avoid taking thousands of cases to a jury trial. Now we must discuss how the settlement amounts are calculated for individual victims. In a mass tort settlement of this size, a point system is usually established. A neutral settlement administrator reviews the medical records of each claimant. Points are awarded based on the severity of the injury, the age of the patient, and the duration of exposure to the recall machine. Severe life-threatening conditions like lung cancer or kidney cancer are placed in the highest tier. These Tier 1 injuries will receive the largest financial payouts. Lower tiers are reserved for less severe, but still damaging conditions like new-onset asthma or chronic bronchitis. While exact individual payouts are confidential, we can look at the estimated ranges based on the settlement framework. For the most severe cancer diagnoses, settlements could range from $100,000 to several $100,000 per person. In some catastrophic cases involving younger patients, the payout could potentially exceed $500,000. For moderate injuries, like permanent respiratory damage, that amount might range from $50,000 to $100,000. For minor temporary injuries or cases requiring only medical monitoring, the payouts will be much smaller, perhaps ranging from $5,000 to $20,000. To qualify for these settlement funds, plaintiffs must provide absolute proof. The first requirement is proof of use. You must show that you owned and used a recalled Philips CPAP or BiPAP machine. This can be proven with a prescription, a receipt from a medical supply company, or a registration number from the manufacturer. The second and most critical requirement is medical documentation. You cannot simply claim you feel sick. You must have official medical records showing a definitive diagnosis from a doctor. Furthermore, the diagnosis must logically connect to the toxic exposure from the machine. Proving causation is often the most difficult part of a mass tort. Lawyers and medical experts must demonstrate that the degraded foam or toxic gases are the most likely cause of the cancer or respiratory disease. If a person smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day for 40 years and then developed lung cancer, it will be very difficult to prove the CPAP machine was the sole cause. However, if a healthy non-smoker developed a rare respiratory cancer after using the recalled machine for 5 years, the connection is much stronger. The settlement criteria account for these risk factors.